How's it going, my truant people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back for week 2 of the NCP, as this week your Cotswold Whimsicotts go up against AquariusZ and her Chicago Strength Sap. And I actually have the team logo on the layout this week. I'm doing better. I don't remember if I said it last week, but if I didn't, huge shout out to AquariusZ for making our graphics here. And a big thank you to Jack as well for making our thumbnails. You may have noticed his thumbnails on the channel have changed. That's Jack. That's all Jack. He's the best. So his link will be down in the description, even though he's not playing in the NCP this season. You can go and check him out because he honestly deserves all the love in the world. As does AquariusZ, who's a very good friend of mine. So it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun one. So how do we do this? Participate in a friendly competition. I've just literally walked in from work, gone for a pee, sat down, and we're playing. I'm like not super like in the zone, focused or anything. Thank you to Eric for testing with me. Is that the right team? That doesn't look right. I got a miss, Jen. Yeah. What's going on here? Team registration. Check summary. What moves has this thing got? Ooh, I've got a miss gen, or I didn't gen one of my Pokemon. Shit. Yeah, that's not the right thing. Alright, I'm gonna make a cut here, guys. I'll be back with the proper Whimsicott. Alright guys, so we're back, and yeah, I nearly had the wrong Whimsicott, and normally I just feel like, oh, fuck it, we'll just play with the wrong Whimsicott, but I have a lot of respect for AquariusZ. AquariusZ is very, very good, and this Whimsicott set's pretty important, actually, so, I mean, it's the team mascot. I can't turn up with the wrong fucking team mascot, can I? Hopefully the rest of the team is okay. Did I change that set? I don't remember what I changed in the end. I did. Did I change that one? I did. Okay. So yeah, thank you to Eric for mocking with me. We'll see how it pays off, because frankly, I think he's a bad luck charm. Drop them a good luck, have fun. There we go. So, get the calc open. Good, good, good. So, the team that I have on the layout is pretty close to being right, but there is no Seismitoad, so there's no Stealth Rocks. Okay. I did put him at the end because I thought he was the one that I wasn't sure about, but I thought Rocks would come, but it's Snorlax instead. Okay, that makes sense. Snorlax also came to the mock, so that makes some sense. Alright. Leads. Who do I have the most trouble switching in on, for example, or who did they have the most trouble switching in on? Addison does not like switching in on Thundercat for sure. I don't like switching in on Lati, so I'm not keen on that. I think I'm going to lead off with Whimsicott. I think it's a pretty solid lead. She doesn't have too much that instantly threatens Whimsicott that I can't switch in on. Things like Zapdos I can switch in on okay. Roserade I can deal with okay. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for that Whimsicott lead. Seems pretty decent. Scizor, we can switch in on okay. And potentially we can get some momentum early with Whimsicott. Or did I take knockoff off Whimsicott, or did I ignore Eric? I ignored Eric. I know he was advising that he thought Defog would be useful here. But I sacked that off and went for... Or I had knockoff anyway, and I obviously just decided to keep knockoff. I think, to be honest with you, I said I'd give myself some time to think about it, and I just didn't think about it. So, that's probably why I've still got knockoff. If it's Heavy Slam, I'm just going to get absolutely demolished here. But I think knocking off this thing early could be really useful. So I'm just going to fire off a knockoff. I think I super need HP on this. So I think getting this knocked off could be really, really good for breaking through it. It's Chopal Berry. Reveals the curse. Kind of okay with that. Taunt now. I did wonder about taunting turn 1, but didn't think that they would go for something like this in case I was Encore, but Heat Crash, so I'm going to die. That's kind of fine. It's kind of fine. Like, it's not ideal, obviously. Like, Whimsicott was good here. But, at the end of the day, you just got to make the plays you got to make, haven't you? Took Sacred Sword off this because we didn't think that Curse was going to be very likely. Curse Lex didn't think it looked the best, so it's definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal. But Urshifu Rapid Strike to a +1 defense lax. Surging Strikes does do more. Depending on how defense invested it is, it's a roll to kill. So just gonna fire it off. They don't have a very good Surging Strikes switching, so yeah, this thing doesn't like taking this hit though. So I'm happy just to fire this off. We'll reveal that we're banded. Does good damage. It's Rocky Helmet. I didn't expect this to be Rocky Helmet. Okay. So we've got off to a pretty rocky start here. Oh, it's just, you know, the wordplay. You can't. And it's Poison Point. Wow. Man, I should have brought a lot of the shit that I was fucking bringing before. Like, I had Yawn, Stunfisk, and then I was like, this thing would just be Natural Cure, probably. But Poison Point makes a lot of sense for this. Rocky Helmet, Poison Point. I nearly just straight up Ice Punched, but Lax is too much of a threat. Would have been nice in hindsight. Alright, we'll go Thundercat. I think we'll see a Spike here, but Thundercat gives us some pretty nice breaking utility, and obviously I can't Surge and Strike into this thing again. So that's fine. Obviously regret not Drain Punching or U-turning or Ice Punching in hindsight, but that's hindsight, isn't it? We hopefully force either a Synthesis here, or if they go for a Spike, then this thing isn't getting healed up, so that's pretty big. They are going to wear down Zabuza pretty fast, but that's okay. So, didn't bring in an Electric Resist. Didn't overly bring in a Boom Burst Resist either. I think you probably saved this, right? So I'm just going to Volt Switch. It seems a little slow without Whimsicott. Revenge and Lati is going to be annoying. Yeah, there's part of me that would have liked to have Boom Bursted there, but I think I'd rather go into Stunfisk on this and get my rocks up. Does a lot. Does a lot. I was expecting that thing to be more Spadef than that, so that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice damage. Yeah, we've got off to a pretty ropey start here. Trying to think how we... Oh, wrong Pokemon that I'm graying out there. There we go. Trying to think how we maneuver a winning position from this point, because this is not good. I'm pretty sure we'll see a U-turn, so I'm just going to Stealth Rock. Like, a part of me wants to double on the Roserade switch, but I don't know, because it's not like Stunfisk can't hit Roserade. If I was them, I would just go Roserade, expect me to try and get my rocks up, and then you can get another Spike up. But I can't exactly block the U-turn anyway, and there wasn't anything that I wanted to go into on this other than this. So at least I'll get Helmet Chip with the U-turn, I'll get rocks up. This endgame's coming around very fast. I need to think. So it is a hard switch. Is it going to be Roserade? Yeah. I thought it would be. Just didn't think I had a lot of outs against that. So I don't think we ever see a grass move here. Toxtricity still gives me the most momentum though. Still my switch. I'm like, should I Earth Power? But I'm not going to kill. If I killed, I would Earth Power, but I know without even calcing it. And pretty much uninvested Sunfist doesn't kill even an offensive Roserade because of the amount of natural Spadef Roserade has. Yes, we see another Spike, so we've got rocks up, they've got spikes up, it's fine. It's a shame Scissor didn't U-turn, but obviously doesn't want to risk the static para, so it's not, you know, it's not totally irrational or anything like that. I think Boom Burst just takes a KO here, so Boom Burst Machine doing what Boom Burst Machine does, clicking Boom Burst. Maybe Lax can take one. Kind of regret taking Overdrive off now for Nuzzle. In this situation, it would have been nice to have the Nuzzle. That was a last-minute change after the Mox, because I was never clicking Overdrive. But I think Boom Burst is like equal power, so it's not the end of the world. This thing's going to take huge damage. But I understand this pretty much the sack here, because I'm going to find my AV, so you get information, and this thing really... Oh, looks like it might be AV2. From that damage. I think this is AV. Yeah, this thing was really here to deal with Lati, so I can understand the switch into it. Likely a dark move coming out here. I could hard switch into Crook, or Volt into Crook. But with the hazards up, I don't want to do too much switching. Let's just assume that we can take a hit. Or catch an aggressive double. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Nice. So I wonder what they were expecting there if they've gone Zapdos. Huge damage from Toxtricity. Boom Burst Machine doing Boom Burst Machine things. Maybe trying to scout for a Sludge Wave. We should eat this pretty well. Yeah, we do. Take that decently well, and we force a KO back, which is really what we need to be doing with the hazards the way they are. So I'm okay with that. Zapdos goes down. I think I was underestimating how much I probably needed Whimsicott's speed in this matchup. How much does Spikes do? I can never remember how much Spikes do. I should be looking this up while we play. Spikes Pokemon. I think I'm just going to Volt here. Is this thing worth saving for the fact that it... for the fact it can hit Lax pretty hard, but it could get... Nah, everything else could have momentum after Spikes that could take it down. So I'm just going to Volt. If we lived for some reason, we may as well Volt and keep the sack. Essentially, like if it had been like a Carmine Lati or something. But at least we forced the special attack drop. Okay, so... it looks like Spikes do... Oh, so it's a Jetpack. Nice. Jetpacks. I like a Jetpack Latias. It's good. It looks like they do 16%, 2 layers of Spikes. So I need to factor that into my thinking in this endgame. Take Toxtricity off the layout. This is so much easier. Like, I know people don't like live editing for layouts, but the thing is, I used to have a little sticky note that I was like typing it into anyway to keep track of things. Essentially, this is just that, but I don't have to switch tabs to go look at the sticky note. I just have it there on my game screen already. So, in a way, I get when like some people are very like slow doing their live editing, and it can be a bit frustrating. You feel like, oh, I edit it after. But actually, this is much easier for me. This feels like Showdown, where you can see all of the mons as you battle. And for someone like me who is stupid, no, is like a bit more visual. Being able to actually see the sprites of the Pokemon rather than the names on the paper. I can't really explain it, but like I've always found that to be a different thing about playing on Showdown. Like the visual recognition is a lot easier this way. So I could, this is difficult because this thing could be Scarf. From the damage it took and everything else, I feel like this thing's Scarf. So I feel like I have to go into Stunfisk, which obviously isn't great because this thing doesn't apply that much offensive pressure. Doesn't apply that much offensive pressure. I feel like we could see Lati come out. Don't think we'll see a U-turn. Yeah, I'm going to make this switch. I don't think we'll see a U-turn. Yeah. I don't think we'd see a U-turn because it just doesn't make sense if you're worried about whatever else. So, yeah, and I would either cover this or I would cover the Although I don't have my fighting move on here anymore, do I? Took that off. So this is going to die to Lax, isn't it? Fight Ironhead. Shit. I was thinking Lati or Roserade more so than this. Would have liked to have gone Zabuza on this. I don't have another choice. I don't have another choice. The hazards are up. This is the game we're playing. I just got out Ironhead. She might choose a scout for CC. In which case I'll get huge damage off on like Rose, or because this thing could still be useful. So she might choose to preserve Lax. I don't think she will. We could get a flinch. I'd be totally fine with that, but I suspect we'll probably take about 50% off this thing and then die to a heat crash. That's what I see coming. I would take the flinch. I'll have it if you want it. A Game Freak, Nintendo, whoever controls RNG, Earthquake rather than heat crash. I mean, imagine it still kills. Yeah, it does. It does. So that's a big loss. My aggressive double didn't pay off the way that we would have wanted there at all. Doesn't pay off, so I think we've lost the game now, unfortunately. Fortunately, Stunfisk just being a little bit passive in that moment just meant that there wasn't enough I could really do. If we'd brought Yawn Stunfisk in the end, it would have been really good. In a way, you know, I could have been better off keeping this thing so I could Drain Punch more HP off it, but it is what it is. I think I was Drain Punch here. It does let the Lati in, but I don't think the Lati's a setup variant with Calm Mind, with Draco Jetpack. So I think I'm gonna have to, if it's sub, it's gonna be a losing play, but I'm gonna have to go Stunfisk on the Lati, I think, and hope that it isn't sub. Preserve this because it can still do something in the late game potentially. I think we're gonna lose to Scarf Scissor though. I think we're gonna lose to Scarf Scissor, so I think I sack this actually and bank on Roserade not having Leaf Storm. Could work. If I was Moxie Crook. Yeah, she needs to keep Grimmsnarl for Moxie Crook. Because I haven't shown anything about Crook yet. And I've shown that... Yeah, so she needs to keep Grimmsnarl for Scarf, Moxie Crook. So that I don't sweep with a Dark move. But unfortunately, I am Intimidate. And I'm going to reveal that as soon as I switch him. Yeah, so this thing was always going to come out. I think I just have to sack this. Otherwise, Scarf Scissor's going to win the game, and I'm pretty sure it's Scarf Scissor. It took offensive scissor damage from the Boom Burst, or the Volt Switch, sorry. It's, man, I wish I'd Fire Punched it, that would have been cool. Yeah, we're just going to drop here. I could have gone hard Crook, man. Maybe I had to be a little braver there, go hard Crook, and we were in a better position. Knowing that Addison was always going to know that I couldn't risk the Draco. I could have gambled on her knowing that, and so made my switch accordingly. The special attack drop would have been bad for her too. So yeah, but then it could have been Aura Sphere. I think it's probably in that case. So I'm just going to Crunch because obviously the knockoff's not going to do much because it's lost its eject pack, which is another, part of the reason I bought Crunch, because I thought this could be a set. And I think we're going to end up losing. I don't think Stunfisk is going to be able to do this on its own. Maybe if I was Moxie Crook, there would have been a chance. So Scissor comes in, click Scarf U-turn. If I can get the static para, I think that's my win con. I think that's my win con. Because I think this lives rocks, and if the Grimmsnarl... I don't know if I can kill Grimmsnarl with Crook still, though. From an EQ after rocks, maybe. If I was Moxie. If I can get the static para and it doesn't have bullet punch, it crits me. Maybe. 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 I mean, that dies to rocks. So maybe. 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 We have to pain split into the Rose if Rose Raid comes out. Maybe we can do this. Maybe. I mean, luckily the power doesn't matter because that thing dies to rocks. So I wasn't sure if Rocky Helmet would put it in range, but I think it did in the end. It's all about if that Grimmsnarl... the problem is this thing can get another layer of spikes up and that might kill Crook. But there's no world I'm going hard Crook. I've got a pain split here. Keep this thing low so it's in Crook range. Yeah, I've got to keep you as low as I possibly can. And then start Earth Powering. I think she can Synthesis again. And there's... Oh, it's Giga Drain, not Leaf Storm. That sucks. That's probably enough. That's probably enough now. That probably wins the game. If it was Leaf Storm, I think we had a chance. But I think that's going to be too much HP for me to deal with. Maybe I would have been better off Earth Powering so that she couldn't recover as much from the Giga Drain in the end. I didn't think about Giga Drain in my head. I was just thinking Leaf Storm. It doesn't look like this Earthquake kills. Because this is going to be Fizz Death. Oh, it's Rocky Helmet, so I can't Fire Fang because I'll die. I was just thinking, can Fire Fang flinch? It can flinch, but... What's 25 as a percentage? 25 HP, 15%. Rocky Helmet does 1/6. What's 1/6 as a percentage? Fuck, dude, I've died for this shit. 16%, and I'm on how much HP? I'm on 15%. Damn! Damn! So I can't go for the Fire Fang flinch. It could have been Sucker Punch Grimmsnarl anyway. We pretty much just have to crit Earthquake here. That's it. That's that. We were close. We were close. We were close. Maybe if I'd Earth Powered instead of Pain Splitting. Nah, I still wouldn't have been low enough, would it? Ah, GG to Addison. That was a good game. That was a good game. We ran it a little bit closer in that end game than it looked like it was going to be for a while. Oh, she gets the crit. Hacks. Hacks. We ran it a little bit closer. Ultimately, looking back at it, maybe I should have taunted turn 1 instead of knocking off. Maybe I should have taunted turn 1 instead of knocking off. Maybe I should have brought Encore Whims. I'm surprised. Yeah. I think we played it okay. I think we played it okay. I think ultimately you look back at that game and you say, we played it okay. I probably didn't get the lead as good as I could have done. I didn't really think about my lead versus a setup Snorlax and how that would impact us. I think we played okay. I think we played okay. We played a very good player with a very good draft. It just happens sometimes. I think ultimately my team, looking at it now in this matchup, felt a little slow once Whimsicott went down. And in like a hazard trade war, that was always going to be a problem. I think something like a Tailwind Whimsicott or something like that could have been really useful here. So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes sometimes. I'm not too disappointed with that. I think it's a better performance than last week ultimately. We were close here. We were close. Had it been Leaf Storm Rose instead of Giga Drain, we might have been able to pull through in the end game. So I'm not too disappointed. Not too disappointed. We played a good player and we did okay. Alright, we'll end it there. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.